Well, did you see what happened with ITI Limited shares today? They went up over 13%, which is pretty wild, right?
Oh, wow. Yeah, I actually saw that. I mean, that's quite a jump. What's driving that kind of movement?
That's what I was wondering. So apparently it's been on a consistent upward trend since October 2024. It seems like it's finally broken past a key resistance point.
A resistance point. That's like when a stock struggles to go higher. It's kind of like hitting a ceiling, I guess.
Yeah, exactly. Like it's been trying to break through and now it's just taken off. It's really interesting.
So I mean, like that momentum is a big deal. It's like when you finally get that breakthrough after working really hard on something.
Right. And the stock is up 37.3% in the last year and 38.5% in the last 6 months.
But that's a significant increase. So we're not talking about a flash in the pan. It's a sustained climb.
Exactly. Trading volumes have been really high since November. So people are really buying in, it seems.
Well, high volumes usually suggest a strong conviction behind the movement. It's like a crowded highway, lots of cars moving in the same direction.
That's a good analogy. So I guess the increased demand is kind of fueling this price surge. But I'm curious if there are any other factors at play.
Actually, it also noted the stock is above all its moving averages, the 10, 20, 50, 100, and 200-day averages. That's a pretty good sign, right?
It does. I think so. I mean, if everything is going up, it's like everything's aligned for growth, isn't it?
Yeah, those moving averages are kind of like a stocks report card. When it's above all of them, it indicates some positive momentum for sure.
Okay, that makes sense. Now, I saw something about the RSI, the relative strength indicator. It's near 64. So what does that mean?
So the RSI helps gauge if a stock is overbought or oversold. 64 is in the mid range, so it's not too extreme. Think of it like a thermometer for market sentiment.
Okay, a thermometer, that's helpful. So it's not quite in overbought territory yet, which is when it's above 70, right?
That's right. I mean, over 70, it's usually considered a point where a stock might be due for a correction.
Mm-hmm. So it's still got a room to grow potentially, but there is a mention of some mixed fundamentals.
Ah, yes, I think I saw that. The price to equity ratio is negative, and so is the return on equity, which isn't ideal.
Yeah, so it's like a bit of a puzzle. The stock is doing well, but the actual company financials aren't totally in line with that.
Exactly. It's kind of like having a car that looks amazing, but maybe the engine needs a little work. That could cause a bumpy ride.
I see. So the stock performance and the company performance are not perfectly aligned. It makes you think, right?
Right. I mean, it's like the market is betting on future potential, but the present numbers show some challenges.
Well, that makes it sound like a bit of a risky proposition. All the upward movement, but some financial question marks.
Well, it's a good reminder that a positive trend doesn't always mean smooth sailing. It's like navigating a ship, you have to watch the tide.
Right. Always keeping an eye on the bigger picture. So, with all this, what do you think is the main takeaway about ITI Limited's stock surge?
Well, it's definitely showing strong upward momentum, especially with those technical indicators. It's like a rocket taking off, fueled by market enthusiasm.
Yeah, but that momentum needs to be balanced against the mixed fundamental indicators. It's like a rocket that needs to also have a solid core.
Precisely. A stock can surge, but the underlying business health is super important. It's a reminder to look beneath the surface.
Okay, that's a good takeaway. It's not just about the price movement, but also about the company's overall health.
Yeah, I mean, it's like baking a cake. The icing looks great, but the cake itself has to be good.
Right, makes perfect sense. So it sounds like there is potential, but investors need to keep a close eye on how things evolve.
Exactly. It's like watching a chess game. You need to anticipate the next move while being aware of all the pieces on the board.
Well, that's a helpful breakdown. It sounds like this is one stock to watch closely then. What will be the next move, I wonder?
Yeah, it'd be interesting to see if this momentum continues and if the fundamentals catch up. It's all a waiting game at this point, right?